Thank you.
Okay, my bad.
Thank you. So before we get going, I'm just going to give you a little quick overview of the things that I'm hoping that you will learn tonight. We're going to talk about what is a brand, the essential elements of a brand, what is our Soroptimist brand, what resources are available to us for branding as Soroptimists, and what is the real value of a brand. And somehow, I hope we're going to have some fun doing it as well. And since this series is all about leadership, I thought we would call this session this evening Leading with Our Brand. So let's get started. As Soroptimists, we have a certain way of identifying ourselves, either to new members or if we're at an event and out in the public. And typically, it starts with our own name, followed by our club name. So in my case, it would be Sam Buchenau, Soroptimist International of Valley de Oro. But sometimes we don't really think what the pieces really mean. First, and very importantly, my notes scrolled up on me. Soroptimist International of your town isn't just any old club. You are a Soroptimist club. And the scroll on my PowerPoint has gone nuts. Okay, let's try this again. It isn't just any old club, it's a Soroptimist club. And even in a predominantly Soroptimist group, I suggest you get used to saying the whole word Soroptimist rather than just SI. You're part of a network of 1,200 clubs throughout 19 countries and territories in a federation called Soroptimist International of the Americas. And your club name tells a story. Our last name, our surname, if you will, is Watsonville or Patterson or Kerman. It's your town. And that's our context, the community where you live or work and from which you venture out into the world. Our middle name is International. And this signals to your town, your community, your supporters, your prospective members, that you are part of a global organization. So while your home base is San Luis Obispo or Ceres or Delano, you are part of something much, much bigger. And you are the connection between them and that wider world. So really, what is a brand? Let's brainstorm that a little bit. What do you think a brand is? And Judy's going to help me by seeing who has an idea about what a brand is. You can raise your hand or you can just take off mute and talk. Nobody knows what a brand is? You know what a brand is. Come on, Debbie.
Oh. Let's see. A brand is how you represent who you are, what you do,
Yeah.
what you provide.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, if you hear the brand Nike, I think of tennis shoes, but I guess.
Yeah.
It's an identifier.
Yeah.
It's
What
something
else?
when you see it, you know who and what they stand for and what service they provide or whatever, whatever their business is, you just immediately know they're consistent and you know what, you don't have to explain it.
Right. Yeah. Good. That's definitely true. Everything everyone has said is true. Anybody else want to venture into this discussion? Okay, well, let's try this. A brand refers to both the unique identity of an organization as well as the overall opinion that the public associates with that organization. In many cases, brand is established by the first thing that people learn about us. Sometimes it's before they've even actually met us. And it's likely to be something that they will remember forever and ever. I'm sure you've heard it said, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So it behooves us to get this branding thing right from the outset. And here are some examples of brands. And you can see Nike right there in the middle. Each of these brands has a reputation that goes way beyond the visual. In some of these cases, no words are necessary to convey that message. And one of the examples I'm drawing upon tonight is Nike. When you see that swoosh, maybe you think tennis shoes, but you probably also think their tagline, just do it.
Mhm.
And you know what they are selling. And another extremely recognizable brand is McDonald's. If the sign out front has those big golden arches, there better be a Big Mac inside, because that's why people like you are coming in the door. If they're serving tacos and beer, even if you like tacos and beer, you're probably going to feel a little disoriented. And you might go elsewhere and think, yeah, this isn't McDonald's. So a brand isn't just a company name, a logo, and a tagline, although it certainly includes name, logo, and tagline, but it also includes public perception and public expectation. The world is full of brands. The same is true of service clubs. The world is full of service clubs. And each of the signs on the little road signs on the city of Fairfax conveys a message about the town, they're committed to service, and about each of the service clubs. Now, when I was looking for a graphic for this, it really wasn't that easy to find a Seroptimus Road sign. So please note our Seroptimus Road sign. And the world is full of Seroptimus logos and emblems. Now, each of these is an emblem or a logo currently in use in Seroptimus. And I'm sure that you recognize some of them. The one in the upper left is somebody.
Is that the new one?
International, that's the new
The
one.
new, exactly,
The new
Barb,
one. Yeah.
the new SI emblem. If you were in Dublin or if you're on the web and keeping up with everything that's going on, you learned all about the more modern look. I think we only talked about that for about 20 years, just to give you an idea of how long it takes for these things to happen. And in the upper right-hand corner, we have the logo for SI Great Britain and Ireland. It bears a lot of resemblance, I think, to what they call in SIGBI R.ES, and they laughed at us about it, but there it is. And in the lower left, we have the newest one from
Africa.
Africa Federation, our newest federation. And in the lower right, we have the more traditional emblem, which is apparently still in use in SI Europe and SI Southeast Asia Pacific, formerly known as SI Southwest Pacific. And the reason I say that is because this is the emblem that I found displayed on their websites this week. So apparently they haven't made the transition to the new SI emblem. I find that fascinating. Just interesting how long it takes to make these transitions. Okay, so we've seen some emblems and we've seen some logos. We've also talked about public perception and knowing what it is that we do. So what do you think is our Soroptimist brand? Nobody knows? Think of something that goes into our Soroptimist brand. What is the public perception of us?
About empowering women, education and empowering women.
Education and empowerment of women. Great.
Investing in dreams.
Investing in dreams. Yeah.
It's harder than that sound. Oh, you said SIA, never mind.
Yeah.
That's easier. I was thinking all Soroptimist.
Yeah. Let's narrow it down to SIA. Investing in dreams. What else are some of the, if somebody walks into your meeting, what do you think they are expecting?
Women.
They're probably
service
not expecting an
organizations.
old guy with a mustache, right?
No, they're expecting to see women.
They're expecting to see women,
Women's service organization.
right? Women doing some kind of service. They might not know what, but women doing some kind of service. And if they're pretty savvy, then they know that we're about education and empowerment of women. And maybe they've heard our tagline, investing in dreams. That's a good place to start. So let's think about this. One part of our Soroptimist brand is certainly our logo and our tagline, which we usually display together. The logo is up there on the right, and right underneath it is our tagline, investing in dreams, which one of you identified as part of our brand, and it certainly is. Marketing experts refer to these kinds of things as our visual identity, like McDonald's Golden Arches or Nike's swoosh, as we discussed just a minute ago. When you see those logos, you know what they mean. And you also may have certain expectations. What people might not know, but I think is critical to our Soroptimist brand, is our mission. This tells the world what we do. We are a global volunteer organization that provides women and girls with access to the education and training they need to achieve economic empowerment. And that's very much what Gloria was talking about. I would say equally important is how we do that empowerment. Our programs are also part of our brand, and specifically our dream programs, the Live Your Dream Education and Training Award for Women that we were all just talking about before we got started here, because it's Live Your Dream season and everybody is doing their celebrations for their club winners, and it's kind of taken up all the space in my club these days. Our dinner is on Monday night and I'm in charge. And I still don't know how many people are coming. Also part of our brand, of course, is Dream It, Be It career support for girls. And these things all work together. The tagline, the logo, the visuals that go with Dream It, Be It and Live Your Dream, our mission, the actual performance of our programs, they all go together into making Soroptimist a household word instead of a best kept secret. So that when people see that Soroptimist logo, they will think, that's the group that provides women and girls with access to education to achieve economic empowerment. I know them. And as you think about it, I think you can also see the commonalities that mission and program work together. You might hear people say they are aligned. Our programs support our mission. Our mission describes the programs. It's all together. And it's up to us as members in local clubs to deliver our brand, both the visuals and the programs, in our communities throughout our federation. We're the boots on the ground. So if you only remember one thing about this presentation this evening, please remember that every time we use our name, our logo, and our tagline, and we show what Soroptimist is about through our programs, the more we become that household name rather than that best kept secret. So communicating our brand in a consistent manner is also important. And when I say a consistent manner, I'm not talking about being like robots. But for instance, when people ask us, what does that investing in dreams thing mean? You can point to one of the ways that we are growing our brand through our Soroptimist Big Goal. Here's the message. Soroptimists are investing in the dreams of 500,000 women and girls through access to education by 2031, utilizing our Live Your Dream Awards program and our Dream It Be It Career Support for Girls program. Pretty simple. Some version of that will work. And if we all say it, it'll get to be known. Now, our big goal is a promise that we made to ourselves. It's a promise that clubs and members are going to deliver our Soroptimist Dream programs to 4 times as many women as we have ever done before. That's a pretty audacious goal. And we all know that there are a lot of different ways that clubs do program. And these various ways of doing things might be called club culture. And club culture is made up of a lot of different pieces. There's structure, there's history, your bylaws make up part of it, and some of the stories that come out of your clubs about, you know, very memorable women who have been leaders in your club, or very memorable winners of some of our programs over the years. Now, club culture can be an obstacle or it can be an advantage. And your club, whether you know it or not, has been building its culture since it was chartered. Whether that's just a short time, like Soroptimist International of City of Riverbank, or whether it's many, many years, like Soroptimist International of San Francisco. These are the little things that make your club unique in your community. But at the same time, we all deliver Soroptimist programs, and we are united by that common mission in pursuing that big, audacious, big goal. And the way we do that is by staying true to our brand, using our logo and our tagline, performing our mission, delivering our Live Your Dream Awards and Dream It Be It opportunities. So how do we make sure that we are communicating consistently who we are and what we do in all of these local communities that have all of these different cultures? Well, luckily, you don't have to make it up, because we have lots of resources that every club and every member has free access to. Our fantastic Soroptimist headquarters staff in Philadelphia is constantly updating those resources for our use. And the place to start is with www.soroptimist.org. And then click on Clubs and Members, and then click on Federation Info, and you will find recognition and branding tools, which is a veritable treasure trove of great stuff. Here you will find information and usable examples of our visuals, our messaging, and some great customizable publicity materials like a customizable club brochure, which I used for my club just recently, flyers, how-to guides, social media guides, and templates for all of these things. Have you had occasion to use these things? Anybody? Charlie, I see Charlie nodding her head. Anybody else?
Yeah, we
Okay.
just redid our brochure.
It's a great brochure, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really great looking. It's much easier to use than the one that was there a couple of years ago. And that's what I'm talking about, constantly updating. The graphics are great. It's really easy to put stuff about your club in there. Has anybody used any of the web tools? Most of you will know that I am not a social media creature, so I don't do that, but have any of you used them? No?
Not,
Yeah, I've used quite a few of the tools online.
Yeah,
I mean, just I'm just always on there. So, but
great.
yeah, I think that they're really good. The things that I've used so far are easy to customize. I just really like them.
Great. I'm glad that's your experience, Gloria, because um, the things that it's one thing for me to say it, but it's another thing for you guys to have experienced it. And even if you have had a different experience in the past, I want you to try again, because little by little we're rearranging the website. It's getting easier to use, and it will become more easy to use as time goes by. And the things that are there are also easier to use and better and more customizable and all that good stuff. So please remember these particular places to go. They're easy to find, and there's just tons of stuff there. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different pieces of branding. Let's try to put this all together and think about how it can all work. We're gonna call this our Seroptimist International of the Americas value proposition. And some of you might be saying, yeah, well, first, could you please tell me what a value proposition is? Our brands, our logos, our taglines are all designed to be sort of outward facing, meaning they're how we present Seroptimist to the world outside of Seroptimist. A value proposition resides kind of alongside of them and helps us as insiders to focus our thoughts on explaining why we offer the best choice for people outside of our organization, either as supporters or members, or even as recipients of our programs. Our value proposition explains what we solve. It helps us understand what it is we offer to those we seek to assist or involve in our efforts. It answers the question, why should they choose us? It also defines what is unique about us so that we can explain that to others. It's a little bit like a kind of a shared elevator speech. Something that helps us articulate what it is we do, why it's important, and why people should really want to work with us. For instance, let's talk about the two well-known corporate entities we dealt with a little earlier, McDonald's and Nike. McDonald's value proposition might go something like this. McDonald's has convenient locations, comfortable seating, fast and efficient services, consistent quality menu items such as the Big Mac, with good value pricing, and is suitable for a variety of ages. Okay? And Nike, their value proposition might go something like this. Nike offers products to inspire anyone to become an athlete by providing quality, innovation, customization, and brand status. So, do you think we've hit all the points? Do you think these two things answer what's the problem we solve? Yeah? No? Maybe? What we offer? McDonald's offers quality menu and good value. Nike offers products to inspire anyone to become an athlete. Why choose us? Hi, Richard. Nice to see you. McDonald's. Why should we choose McDonald's? Consistent quality menu items, good value, suitable for a variety of ages. Why should we choose Nike? They offer quality, innovation, and brand status. And what's unique about us? Well, the whole thing explains their uniqueness, right? So I think these things answer those questions.
Did you make these up, Sam?
Sort of. I looked for their value proposition, and they have several. Each of them has several value propositions. I kind of melded a couple of them together.
I was
So-
just looking at their mission statements to kind of see how they compare. And
Oh, that would be, yes. that
yeah,
would
for
be
both of them,
interesting.
they use some of the same words. The mission statements just shorter and more succinct.
Well,
This
it was. I'm
just
going to
adds
talk
a little
about
bit
that.
to it.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in just a moment
Oh,
because
sorry.
it is. No, that's fine. No, you're exactly right. You're right on target. So a formula for a value proposition might be something like this: who we serve, what problem we solve for those we serve, what the result is that we create for them, and why should you choose us? So, as Judy just said, this might feel a little bit like a mission statement, but a value proposition is more product and service oriented, while a mission statement is more goal oriented, like what you plan to accomplish by that. So Nike's might be,
I can
we're
tell you
going
what
to
it
make
is.
the world of athletes, right?
It says to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world.
There you go. Okay. So that's a little farther afield than just what they offer and why we should choose them, right? You get it? Yeah? Okay. So I did this exercise in Desert Coast region a couple of years ago. Well, I didn't do it. Susan Gilby did it. And these are the value propositions that kind of came out of that discussion that day. But I'm guessing you can do better. So here are some sample value propositions for SIA. We're volunteers delivering proven solutions to empower and educate women and girls in our local communities for more than 100 years. We're volunteers delivering unique and transformational, I think I need to wet my whistle, transformational change and empowerment to women and girls by providing training, education, life skills, and career exploration opportunities. We have 100 years of experience in creating and delivering programs that allow women and girls to reach their full potential and contribute to their local and global communities in empowered, fulfilling, and meaningful ways. And the last one from that group was inspiring women and girls locally and globally to create empowered and sustainable lives for themselves and their families. They're pretty good. They answer all those questions, but I'm guessing you can come up with even more. And what we're going to do now is Governor-elect Judy and I are going to divide you into breakout rooms and let's give you 20 minutes. You might take less than that. And if you do, then we'll dissolve the rooms faster. We'll give you 20 minutes until 7:30 to work in small groups to capture some ideas and develop your best value proposition for SIA. And then we'll come back together and share our ideas. How does that sound? Sound good? I'm going to stop sharing here. And we're going to see.
Yeah, just give me a
I
minute.
think Judy has this figured out.
I do. I'm actually gonna make the room fewer rooms and make them a little bit bigger. Okay, ready?
When it tells you to go to a room, accept.
Okay.
And I'll come popping around and see how you are doing. Oh, good. 3 to a room. That sounds perfect.
So I know Charlotte's driving.
Okay, maybe I can join. Can we
Um,
join her? Oh, we can do that.
One of us has to stay behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
move Charlotte into room 3.
Well, I have her in a room. Well, you can move her there.
She hasn't joined yet.
She hasn't
though,
joined
has she?
because she's
Okay.
driving, and Mary, I'm not sure. So I'll hang out here. You bounce around.
Okay. Okay. All right. So,
You can bounce
Okay.
around, right?
yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
bounce around. Yep.
I'll hang out.
Yep. Okay.
Even
good.
though
I just wanted to give them a
I'll work
minute
by
to-
myself because I have my own ideas.
Okay, good, good. Room 2 is full. Room 1 and room 3 have people waiting to join them because they're probably in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go to room 2 first
Okay,
because they're full up. Okay.
I'll be here.
Well, shoot.
I'm gonna pause the recording.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Uh,
Okay, I think we're all back.
Okay.
There
Awesome.
we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask us all to share our value propositions, but I'm also going to ask if we can put them in the chat, because then Judy and I can copy them out. I have a slide that theoretically was going to be your value propositions, but I think they are more complicated and then I can type quickly. So after you've shared, let's put them in the chat and then we can copy them out and share them later. So group 1 was, who was group 1? Do you remember if you were group 1?
I think we
Was
were,
it
Barbara,
I think you,
I think
yeah,
so.
Barbara, were you group 1? Okay.
So,
we were supposed to have Mary's iPad with us, but there was just the 2 of us.
I think she couldn't join. I think she's listening. And,
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think it was just the 2 of you. So
Debbie's got,
Barbara G and Debbie.
Okay. Well, we did 2 because you threw us that little curveball there when you popped in. So using our experience, we strive to make a better life for the women and girls in our community by empowering them through education. Our programs have proven successful for over 100 years. Then we
And who
said,
is your audience for that value proposition?
I don't know. Sorry.
2
We didn't know-
members.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Members?
we didn't think about that till you came and told us to think
Yeah,
about
I
that.
know. Yeah. So that's kind of a
Yeah.
member donor
Yeah.
proposition. Okay,
Well, and this next one kind of is too, though.
that's okay.
Building on over 100 years of success, today we continue our mission to empower women and girls through education. That was kind of a short one.
Yeah.
That's what we came up with.
Okay, good. Okay. And group 2, that was Gloria, was that you?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. It was.
Who's going to report from your group?
Oh my gosh.
You go ahead, Gloria.
I knew. Now. Why did I know you were going? You were going to do that. You know. And you know,
You had
just
great ideas.
no. You know what? Honestly, we didn't. You know, write out. We were so busy just talking. First of all, just talking through. You know, who we are. And I was just trying to build on the prospective members. And we did talk about, you know, why apply for a Live Your Dream. But in terms of it being written out, you guys have to shoot me in the head. I didn't do it. I didn't write it out.
Somebody did. Somebody was taking notes.
Well, let's see. Debbie had to,
Oh, Debbie Jensen.
yeah, she had
Oh.
to leave.
Yeah,
So
I never saw Debbie's face. I saw her name.
Well, she was about to lose internet
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
with winds down.
Okay.
yeah. So so that's the thing. And I swear, you know what? Now I can't see any of you guys.
Uh-oh.
Really?
I hear you,
We can
but
see you.
I don't see you.
I
Anybody
think
else
it's just
from
more
group 2?
we were bouncing ideas around of, you know,
My gosh.
going like, how do you go to the colleges and, you know, reach out there for Live Your Dream and encourage those Live Your Dream members, and hopefully when they get to that empowerment to then join the clubs, which it would lead into like membership. And so kind of how do you build that from one program and move in to eventually hopefully they join and continue growing in that way.
So you were like putting it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. And group 3.
Okay. So for potential donors, we had women helping women and girls locally and globally to have the resources and opportunity to create empowered and sustainable lives for themselves and their family. And then for potential members, we are women working together to empower women and girls to reach their full potential by getting the education they need to create sustainable lives and a better future for themselves and their families.
Those are good. Those are good.
It's
And Judy
okay.
was working on one all by
I did
herself
my
there in
own
the
by
meeting.
myself.
Yeah, she was all by herself. in the
I
meeting.
didn't get the message about different audiences until late in the game, but mine is women helping women throughout the world receive education they need to achieve economic empowerment through cash awards, mentoring, and networking.
Those are great. I think those are terrific. Now that you've heard everybody's, what do you, let's think if we can put together, we'll see. We'll give ourselves 5 minutes and it might be a bridge too far. But let's see if we can, now that you've brainstormed it in your little groups, who, I need to go back to my slide about who are we serving?
Women.
Women. Okay.
Girls.
And what is the problem that we are solving for them?
The ability to take care of themselves and their family, or, you know, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Educate them.
Okay.
Educate them.
So it's more than access to education. What you're saying, it's
Right.
it's providing sustainability through education,
Mhm.
maybe. What do you think? What's the result that we are going to create for them?
A better life.
A better life.
But a better life that's sustainable. It's not just going to make it better for a day and then go back down the toilet the next day.
A better and sustainable life.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
through
I like Judy's mentoring, and I didn't even think about that, but that could be really important.
through mentoring. I
Yeah,
think Judy also said something about cash awards. Yes.
yeah, and networking. She said, yeah.
Mentoring, cash awards.
But aren't we also supporting them, mentoring and support kind of together?
Mhm.
And support. And what is the unique thing about us? The reason they should choose us?
It's all about women.
I think the women helping women is the key.
Yeah.
Women helping women.
Yeah.
And we have proven success that we have helped women.
Okay, so something like women helping women and girls for over 100 years to a better and sustainable life through mentoring, cash awards, and not life support, and support services, not life support, and support services. See,
Oh, that's it.
it gets goofy. Women helping women and girls for over 100 years to a better and sustainable life through mentoring, support, and cash awards to further their educations.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
You
good.
like that?
Yeah.
We might have to capture that off
Wait.
of the recording, Judy, because
If
I
you say
couldn't
it
say
one more
that again
time, I
on
can
that.
type it. Women. Say it one more time.
Women helping women and girls for over 100 years
Mm.
to a better and sustainable life through mentoring, cash awards, and educational support.
Mm.
What do you think?
Cash rewards and what kind of support?
Educational support.
Okay. I think I
that's
put
what-
it in the
I
chat.
think that's what I said.
Oh, you just did too. Okay.
Oh, good.
I'll not put it in the chat.
That's fine. We'll capture it. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. So now I'm going to share my screen again, maybe. So we talked, I had to go back to that because I had to remember what our formula there was. Come on. It does not want to move. There we go. And those were our earlier recommendations, and you've all shared. So we're kind of where I thought we might be. We're almost, a little over an hour. So let me ask you, did we learn what is a brand? Yeah?
Yeah.
We learned some of the things about what goes into a brand. The essential elements, we talked about the visuals, we talked about the messages, we talked about, what the perception, which is critical, and the perception may precede us into the room. So that's why it's important to have a good reputation, right?
Yeah, you can have the best brand in the world, but if you don't have the follow through, it doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. We talked about what is our Seroptimus brand, specifically in terms of our programs and our visual identity. And we talked about where to find all of those great resources. And I really do, Gloria has already done this. Some of you have. I really recommend that you kind of dig into the website and look through those things, because you will be surprised. The background that I have, the background that Barbara has, those come from that part of the website. They also came from Best for Women, but they're also on the website. And what is the value of a brand? And we spent quite a bit of time on that. And you can keep noodling on that. You might want to take that to your club and have a chat with everybody in the club about, you know, what do they think the value proposition is of SI Your Town? And how do you use that to appeal to new members? Anybody not need new members? Y'all got plenty of members, don't need any new members? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so did we do all that? Did we at least touch on all of
We
that?
did.
And there's plenty of room for personal study, right?
Yep.
So, do you have any questions
Yes,
for me?
ma'am.
Yes, Judy.
Okay, so I'm curious. I'm curious as to your opinion, past SIA president. We talk about a globally recognized brand, and yet very early on, you showed us the different visual branding of the different federations. How is that useful? And why do you think that we don't have one overriding brand? Visual brand.
Well, I think the reason we don't have one
We can't agree on
overriding
one.
visual brand is the same reason it took us 20 years to decide on a new SI emblem.
Yeah.
We represent, you know, in SI, we represent a lot more than 19 countries and territories. I don't know what it's up to now. Do you? 65, 70 countries? I mean, it's a lot of countries. It's a lot of languages.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cultures. But women, helping women, and education seem to be common themes. So I think the commonality and the brand lies more in the reputation than it does in the visual. However, within SIA, because that's where we perform our work, when we use the logo over Barb's right shoulder, and we use our tagline, we are creating a uniform brand across our 19 countries and territories, which is what most people are going to have experienced in our worlds and the others in their worlds, right?
Yeah, and I think, you know, I only can speak for SIA because that's what I know. I mean, I think that we've come a really long way in a short amount of time on this front. I really, really do. And then I look out and see, you know, like we said, Europe doesn't even have one. So it's just an interesting question to me about,
Yeah.
and I understand there's a lot of logistics and opinions that go into it.
Well, just think of how many opinions there are in your own region
Exactly.
about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and multiply. So that's my opinion, not necessarily as a past SIA president, although I did sit on the SI board, and I actually Pat Donahue and I were on the governance committee that designed the new governance model that existed before the African Federation came in, but it was a new governance model, and oh my gosh, the variety of opinions and the strength of the opinions was just amazing. So
I think, Charlie, could you share your story from Dublin about the elevator? She's still here?
yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
There
I'm
you
sorry.
are.
I was on mute because I was sneezing.
Bless you.
Okay, what about the elevator?
Like
From Dublin?
we were on the elevator and someone said, we're Sir Optimus, and started to explain it. And the guy said, I know who you
Oh
are.
yeah. Oh no. Okay. It was at the General Assembly meeting where the UN people were up giving their thing at the business meeting, and they said that somebody from the Sir Optimus team got on the elevator and had a Sir Optimus sweatshirt on, and this gentleman got on the elevator and he said Seroptimus. And so she started to go into her elevator talk, and he goes, no, we know who you are. We know what you do. You know, you're everywhere. It was just a very positive. The UN knows who we are. Our
Yes.
communities might not, but the UN knows.
That's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that story because it's just like, you know, if you're around kind of those UN centers or people, there's that connection that we've been really trying to talk about this year. But you know, that probably wouldn't happen to any of us just getting on an elevator somewhere.
Yeah, that is probably true. That is probably true. Other questions or comments?
Well, I have a comment about the leadership program in general. Besides learning all of this good stuff, I just think it's great that we all get to be together and talk. I mean, when else would I have had a chance to spend 15 minutes with Barbara G? I mean, it's great. I mean, I love doing this because it's, you know, we all have so much that we bring to this, and it's nice to share. So thank you, Judy.
So kudos to Governor-elect Judy
You're
for
welcome.
doing
That's
this.
right. No,
I
think it's
have
great.
told her any number of times, I think this is extremely ambitious. And the fact that you can get 12 or 15 Seroptimus to show up on your average Thursday night, even though it is leap year day, it's still just your basic Thursday night, I think is amazing. I think it's terrific.
I learned as much as anyone else, so I love it.
And I learned while I was putting it together. I drew from something that we started, the first 2 or 3 slides were something that we started for a leadership program in Desert Coast region a couple of years ago, but then I built off of it because I really wanted to dig in more, and I learned more as I did it. So, well, I want to thank you all. And if you want to contact me for any reason, here's my contact information, and I would be happy to hear from you. And I just thank you very, very much for everything you do and for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful, ambitious project that you and Sierra Pacific do. You know, I feel like you guys are my home away from home. And I always love the chance to be with you. So thank you for allowing me to join you this evening.
Well, thank you, Sammy.
Thank-
You're always welcome in the
Excellent.
Legion. You know that.
Thank you. Always good to see you.
It's always wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Terrific.
So